You must have heard about the story of a little Red Riding Hood, and she definitely hated the wolf. But when her granny gets kidnapped, she has to team up with the wolf to save her granny. Once upon a time, there were 4 unlikely heroes: Red Riding Hood, her granny, the not-so-big-bad wolf, and an over-caffeinated squirrel called Twitchy. Together, they defeated the evil plans of a very bad little bunny and came to work for a frog named Nicky, who runs the Happily Ever After Agency, also called HEA. It's an organization dedicated to making happy endings for everyone. In the HEA, the motto is, "It's not just a fairy tale, it's an adventure." Recently, Red took a leave of absence to train at a secret location. This caused the team a bit of chaos because a terrible threat is arriving, not only to the HEA, but to happy endings everywhere. It started one night when the agency received an anonymous tip that 2 children, Hansel and Gretel, were being held in a gingerbread house by a witch with a wicked appetite. HEA's CEO, Nicky, sends his rescue team to surround the gingerbread house so the kids can be rescued. Granny and Wolf are given this task, but they feel nervous as their 3rd team member, Red, is not here. Nicky suggests that they shouldn't waste more time as the witch may eat the poor kids any moment. Granny has different plans, but Wolf doesn't agree with her and decides to use his usual trick. He disguises as someone else and proceeds to distract the witch. His plan gets interrupted by another HEA's agent, Twitchy. He wants to sneak down from the chimney and help the kids, but the witch is more clever than he thinks. Nicky tries to stop Twitchy, but he doesn't listen. Wolf also proceeds with his plan and knocks at the witch's house disguised as a building inspector. Meanwhile, Twitchy talks with the kids as to rescue them. Unfortunately, the witch catches him, so Nicky immediately orders his team to surround the gingerbread house, but the witch has her magic broom and she flies away with the kids. Granny gets on her bike and follows the witch, while Wolf and Twitchy go after them too. When Granny gets a little closer to the witch, she risks her life and hangs on the flying broom. Wolf does the same, but he falls down while Granny is taken away by the witch. Wolf wishes Red was here. She would have never let it happen, but she is still training with the Sisters of the Hood at a secret location. Every day, Red has to prove her skills by completing food delivery in unfavorable circumstances. Today, she fights with a giant 4-handed monster to take the cupcakes to the other side. The food basket falls off the bridge, but Red hangs down on a rope and brings back the basket. She was about to reach her destination, but the monster starts mocking her and says that her granny would be ashamed of her cowardly behavior. Red gets really angry on hearing this and starts beating up the monster brutally. She doesn't even realize that her cupcakes are destroyed. Her trainer, Iana, arrives and scolds Red for letting her emotions get in the way and forgetting her main task. She has even beaten up the monster so badly. After getting back to the training grounds, Red receives a call from Nicky. He informs her about the kidnapping of her beloved granny. Red gets really shocked and wonders why someone would kidnap Granny. Iana has all the answers. At the end of every sister's training, she has to face the final trial and attempt to recreate the sisterhood's most powerful culinary confection. For 1,000 years, that recipe has been the sisters' secret, and the making is understood by only the best of them. One of them was Granny. The power of this dessert is so great, it must be kept away from those who would misuse this. The dessert is called the Norwegian Black Forest Feather Cake Truffle Divine, or simply the Super Truffle. Anyone who eats it becomes unstoppable in strength, thought, and speed. Iana takes Red to a secret location where the recipe is stored, but they get shocked after realizing that the recipe is already stolen. Sisters have to get back the recipe before the thief learns about the secret ingredient that is not written in the recipe, but a true sister will know it. After getting this information, Red rides the HEA's helicopter and travels to the headquarters. The witch has locked Granny in a secret place and forces her to make the super truffle. She is the one who has stolen the recipe from the training grounds. Granny calls the recipe forbidden and refuses to make it, but the witch threatens to cook Hansel and Gretel instead. The innocent kids start crying and Granny can't risk their lives, so she agrees to cook the super truffle and asks the witch to bring a titanium bowl. Meanwhile, Nicky has been working continuously to locate Granny. He has been reported about several robberies and the stolen items are from the list of super truffle ingredients. It is definitely done by the witch. She has sent other criminals to do it, and the identity of those criminals is associated with a shady operator known as the Giant. He's a notorious smuggler, robber, and owner of big restaurants and nightclubs. Red reaches there too and blames Wolf for not taking good care of Granny. They both start arguing, but Nicky informs them that they are going to carry out this mission together. They keep arguing on the way too before reaching one of the nightclubs owned by the Giant. Their plan is to meet the talking music instrument named Jimmy 10 Strings. He is one of Granny's regular informants and may have some useful clues. But before Red can talk to Jimmy, she gets caught by the giant. Luckily, Wolf comes to help at the right time. He disguises as a business tycoon and starts talking about random business deals. While the giant is distracted, Twitchy sneaks away and reaches Jimmy. The giant figures out the plan and orders his goons to capture Twitchy, but Red succeeds in saving her teammates and running away along with Jimmy. The giant and the goons are following them too, but Red doesn't waste a second and asks Jimmy all he knows about the witch. He tells them about the bunny, who has been making suspicious calls to the giant. Red drops Jimmy and proceeds to meet the bunny at the cell. She questions him about the witch, but he is more interested in mocking and making fun of Red and Wolf. He even calls Wolf a stray dog who needs a little girl to protect him. Red tries to ignore the comments and threatens the bunny to get to the point. He mentions some notes left by the witch to instruct him in searching the ingredients. After looking around, Red finds the notes and wonders how the witch reached here. Little did she know, the witch was right beside her disguised as the cleaning lady. Red gets really angry after realizing that she missed a golden chance to catch her enemy. She blames it again on Wolf, and this time he can't stand it anymore. Wolf agrees that he is just causing problems in this mission, and it's better for Red to do it alone. Saying this, Wolf leaves immediately along with Twitchy. Meanwhile, the witch is still forcing Granny to make the super truffle, but Granny is not so gullible and keeps teasing the witch to bring one ingredient after another. She also asks for better equipment and utensils. The witch has no other option and makes another trip to the grocery store to get the remaining ingredients. While she is away, Granny uses the cocoa sticks to unlock her chains and escapes the kitchen. She looks around and finds Hansel and Gretel. The kids have seen the way to the exit and instruct Granny to follow them. Unfortunately, it's all just a trap. The real masterminds behind this evil deed is no other than Hansel and Gretel. They are the one who hired several criminals like the witch to get their hands on the super truffle. They were the children of a poor woodcutter and never had any sweets to eat. Instead of working hard like their father, the kids decided to use evil means and rule the world with the power of super truffle. They also reveal the identity of the masked witch. It's no other than Granny's childhood friend, Verushka. It all started when they were training at the sisterhood. Verushka used to try so hard, but Granny was always better than her. Then, on the last day of training, they both attempted to make the super truffle, but only Granny succeeded. Verushka was tired of being number 2 and ran away after stealing the secret recipe. She spent 60 years in experimentation but couldn't find the last secret ingredient. Then she met Hansel and Gretel, who shared their evil plan. Now no one can stop them. However, they forgot about Red. She has found a uniform piece with a DCT logo left behind by the witch. She wanders all around the city to find a clue, but there are numerous shops who use these initials as their logo. Red eventually gives up and sits down in a corner to regret fighting with Wolf. It would be easier if she had a team. Suddenly, a talking rat reaches there and offers to help. He reveals that the DCT logo stands for Dark Castle Towers. The rat used to hang out there and knows the way. After reaching the castle, Red hides behind a tree and calls Nikki for help as she can't handle the security outside the castle. Nikki offers to send a backup rescue team and asks Red to proceed forward to get more details. Unfortunately, the evil kids are listening to their call and they send a team of creepy pigs to destroy the Hiei's headquarters. Afterwards, the team goes after Wolf to get rid of him as well. Wolf is resting at his old little house, but he is already regretting his life decisions and asks Twitchy for help. Twitchy helps Wolf realize that he is a part of Hiei's team, and they need him to complete this mission. Even Red needs him, even though she doesn't admit it. Wolf agrees and decides to get back on the mission. Before he can take the next step, they get attacked by the evil pigs. Wolf and Twitchy escape in their van and reach the edge of the cliff. The pigs destroy the van and assume that Wolf is dead too, but Wolf and Twitchy use the emergency exit to save themselves. They rush to the HEA's headquarters and get shocked to see the destruction that occurred there. Wolf is also worried for Red and goes to the Dark Towers to rescue her. She is caught by the pigs, but with Wolf and Twitchy's help, she succeeds in getting away. Afterward, they meet an old friend named Kirk and ask him for help. He gladly agrees and even calls his whole team for this mission. They get inside the Dark Towers and face the security. Kirk and his team distract the security while Red, Wolf, and Twitchy proceed forward to rescue Granny. They meet Hansel and Gretel, who lie to them as well. They get in the elevator with Wolf and Twitchy while Red moves further to find Granny. She reaches the kitchen where Granny was making the super truffle. Just by tasting it, Red immediately figures out that the secret ingredient is macadamia nuts. This was all a trap set up by the evil kids to know the secret ingredient. They tie up Red, and they complete the super truffle. As the power gained by the super truffle is for a limited period of time, the kids are planning to sell these truffles to all the villains in the world. They are going to be rich. The kids also eat the truffles and become unbeatable giants. However, they deceive Verushka and don't give her any truffles. Before leaving, the kids unleash a deadly spider on the captives. Luckily, Kirk finds Granny and Red and locks away the spider. In this chaos, Verushka slips away and almost falls off from the high building, but Granny saves her time. She also advises Verushka to learn from her mistakes and return to sisterhood. Red interrupts them as she doesn't know how to stop the evil kids. Granny advises the little girl to calm down and believe in herself. She doesn't need any super truffle to reach her full potential. Red understands and rushes to stop the giants. Wolf and Granny also go to help her, but the giants are not easy to defeat. They put everyone in a train and throw it away. It lands on the top of the dark towers, and Wolf finally gets a chance to apologize for leaving Red alone. Red also apologizes for being so rude and insensitive. The train starts to lose balance and falls, but Verushka saves them. She has also realized her mistakes and wants to fix them. They all go after the giants again and steal the Truffles box. Red is about to get away with it, but Gretel calls her a coward, which triggers Red, and she turns back and loses the box. Wolf accidentally says that he wishes the kids don't eat more truffles and get more powerful. The kids hear this and immediately eat away all the truffles. However, this was part of Granny's plan to make the kids eat extra truffles and become powerless air-filled balls. They are finally captured by HEA, while Verushka is forgiven by Granny and gets invited back to the sisterhood. Meanwhile, Red and Wolf have become the best agents team and are ready to face any criminal in their way. 2 is always better than 1. We are stronger when we are together and get weaker when we fall apart.